Disney's feeling left out in the fantasy realm. HBO Max has Game of Thrones. Prime has Lord of the Rings. Netflix has The Witcher. And now Disney wants in with Willow. Willow's coming as a series. Spoilers up ahead, maybe, if you haven't seen the trailer. But let's go. Why did I do Mario?
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
It was a bold choice.
Welcome back to Azar. My name is Nick, and I'm here with Kyle. Peckles with a 0. He's just coming up from the Willow trailer. He's super stoked and excited, Groundhog Day style. We'll see if he sees his shadow today. All right, guys. We cover a lot of things here, from HBO Max to Prime to Disney Plus, Netflix. So subscribe to get all the updates to all the shows we're watching. Wow, Disney Plus released a lot for their big Disney Plus day. They talked about the new Little Mermaid show. They're doing a Mufasa show where it's like a prequel to Lion King.
Whoa. What?
Did you not know that?
What? Okay. No, I didn't know.
They even released.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I don't know why it's needed, but we're getting a Mufasa one. I mean, they're really milking what they have.
Mufasa lore, all right?
They're like, what can we use? What can we use?
We listen to the fans and we'll, we're going to bring it to them.
Yeah, that was good. But, okay, Willow trailer dropped. I've only seen the movie since Kyle and John have told me I needed to see the movie. So a while ago, I watched it.
Classic.
It's a classic. And it's funny because I knew a lot about the VFX history of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Industrial Light and Magic, George Lucas, they were basically testing out a lot of visual effects stuff. They were doing a lot of stuff with green screen, and they were doing a lot of stuff with like the morphing. The morphing technique was developed for this movie when they morphed into the tiger and all that cool stuff. So a lot of cool visual effects stuff was going on here. George Lucas's fantasy idea, basically, right? Because he basically wrote the story around Warwick Davis. He liked him so much in the Star Wars movies, he wanted to create something for him to star in, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that they want to make a series out of this. But go on.
So a little bit of background. So of course we know the Willow movie, right, in 1988, and then in the mid 90s, actually, there was a trilogy of books called Chronicles of the Shadow War. Ooh. So Shadow Moon, Shadow Dawn, and Shadow Star were the 3 books, right? And so this took place 15 years after the events of the Willow movie, and it continues to follow the further adventures of like Willow Ufgood and Elora Danan, who was the little baby in the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so the trailer, Kyle, walk us through this. He's the expert. He's watched this many times as a child. He probably knows it a lot better than me, but I will be here hopefully for some laughs.
It was permanently in the VCR for a bit. I guess that doesn't mean it's permanent, but still, you know what I mean.
It was actually jammed. He had a broken VCR. They had no other option.
My parents had to buy a whole new VCR. Okay.
And if you don't know what that is, that's how we used to watch movies. But anyways, go on.
That's right. Wow. Recorded media. It's crazy. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, wait, what was I going to be talking about now?
The trailer. The Willow trailer.
Oh, yeah, the trailer. So now the trailer, I'm pretty sure, is going to be after the events of the books trilogy, because now it looks like Willow's pretty old.
Yeah.
But also Warwick Davis is still looking pretty good.
He looks good, man.
In that wardrobe.
He looks really good.
And it looks like some new evil has popped up.
Of course.
Into the world.
Of course.
Also, the name of the Willow world is either called The World or it's called the Mother World. It's only been referenced to that once as the Mother World. And there are 2 main continents. And again, they are likewise creatively titled as the Western Continent and the Eastern Continent.
Hey, you have Middle Earth. And then you also have, it's okay. You have Gandalf the Grey. It's okay to have simple names.
And then the events of the Willow movie took place in the Western Continent near around the region of Nockmaar, which is where the Witch Queen Bavmorda lived. She was the main villain.
At the end, the one that morphed into the dragon?
I don't know if this is going to... Huh?
The dragon creature? Or the
it had the dragon creatures, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then... so I don't know if this is going to be taking place on the Western continent, Eastern, or both, if it's going to span the whole Mother World, but we'll see. Because really enjoy the Willow universe just because it is still a very wild land. Like there aren't a lot of kingdoms. There's a lot of wilderness separating
Yeah.
these kingdoms in like duchies and stuff
And
like
a
that.
lot of mythical creatures still too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's from what I remember from the movie.
Yeah, there's brownies and trolls and like all sorts of and then of course the Daikinis, well, that's the derogatory term for them, the Pecks, the little folk.
Yes.
The
really little, right?
Those are the brownies.
The brownies, that's right.
The
Okay,
little,
yes.
the little
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
with,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the voice. Yeah.
Those are the tiny ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, also another thing, this is gonna be Lucasfilm's first non-Star Wars project in 8 years. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Something
Glad
new.
they're finally
Something
breaking out
not
of that.
in space.
Not in space. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
so that's
A lot of
that's
young
all I got.
kids they're bringing to this.
Yeah.
And it looks
Mhm.
like a fellowship almost of kids that they're going to team together with.
It does. It does.
I'm getting
I like
very
that.
much fellowship vibes where it's like, a
Mhm.
team of people teaching the young, but it's not like Lord of the Rings. They had like 4 guys that didn't know what they were doing, the hobbits, but everyone
Right.
else was like these elite trained like warriors that like guides them and stuff, where it
Yeah.
looks like you only have like one person that's trained at all. And that's Willow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's because like in the movies or in the movie, it was great because he was a sorcerer in training.
Yeah.
Right throughout the course of that movie, and he got more powerful. And so now
Mhm.
I'm actually really excited to see him in his older age as being like a super powerful sorcerer. Because apparently, just from the trailer, it seems like he's gained some renown.
Yeah.
Right, in terms of being
He's
a
basically
great sorcerer.
Gandalf in that universe, probably.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
So
Flame of voodoo. No, no, he's not going to be like that. It looks good visually. I was very impressed with the quality of the show.
mhm.
It doesn't look cheap and stuff like that. I like how it's very heavy wilderness. You don't see like
Yeah.
you see a little bit of like castles and stuff like that, but like you said, it's untamed land, and I really enjoy that idea because like it's cool to see like the great cities and stuff, but like my favorite Lord of the Rings movie is Fellowship of the Ring. And that has the
Mm.
least to do with the cities and the giant. It's like them being in the wilderness, running and hiding and going here. And you know what I mean? It's more like that Dungeons and Dragons where they're going into Moria and they're like a
Yeah.
party of 7 and they have to survive. It's not like an army's behind us. Let's go. I really like the Fellowship. That's probably my favorite Lord of the Rings movie.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of getting those vibes here where it's like the team of 7 are going in and they have to survive and they have each other's backs and they're probably going to fall into traps and get into trouble and have to get themselves out. And I'm kind of excited for it to tell you the truth.
I'm just venturing a guess, but I'm pretty sure that the older lady is actually Elora Danan. Because she
the
referred
baby.
to like that. Yeah, that's my guess. Is just because she refers to Willow as my old friend. I'm assuming that's her, but we'll see. We'll see.
Cool. I'm super excited. Do you have any predictions or any theories? What do you think is going to happen?
I really hope that we get to so what I'm really excited for is all the potential, right, that this has, because we actually saw a pretty small, like, from what I understand of the world, a pretty small sliver of the mother world or the world, right?
Yeah.
So I really want to see like us travel a bit farther afield, right, and like really get into some other far off places. I think that
to the end of the earth kind of thing,
yes.
right? Yes.
Oh, well, funny thing. One of the little fun things is like most people believe the world is flat in this world, except sorcerers and like learned people. They understand that it's a sphere.
Yeah.
That is, like traveling throughout the universe.
So sorry, flat earthers, if you were hoping for. And then on that note, follow Kyle on Instagram, Pecos with a 0. He's a very talented artist. Follow us here for other trailer reviews and movie reviews and show reviews and stuff like that. We have a lot of stuff on our list to cover. I just watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. Really enjoyed that movie a lot. And my goals are to also, I did watch the new Jurassic Park, not a fan. And I was on a long plane flight, so I watched a lot of movies. And then I also need to watch the new Thor movie that just released on Disney Plus. So
you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. So subscribe here. We're gonna be covering all that fun stuff. Me and Kyle are here to cover some shows And then go to Azart.space for all the audio video links and cool shirts that Kyle designed himself. Very talented artist. Azart.space. And we'll see you on the next Azart.
Willow stick, Willow.
That's pretty good. You sound like the old lady.
Yeah.